So we have our Schlage key, our old key that would work with this. But, you know, it's Primus time. We would like a better quality padlock. Is it possible to introduce Primus into something like this installation right here? Well, as it turns out, yes it is. Hey everyone. So, in the previous video, we swapped out a mortise cylinder so that this Adams Rite fixture now works with a Schlage Primus plug on this side, and we still have the standard plug on the other side. We'll have to get to that in a minute. But let's talk about padlocks for a second. Let's talk about this really nice, Abus 8345. Again, it's available in a Schlage C keyway. So we have our Schlage key, our old key that would work with this. But, it's Primus time. We would like a better quality padlock. Is it possible to introduce Primus into something like this installation right here? Well, as it turns out, yes it is. This, almost the same size, almost the same price. This is an American 3700 series padlock. Now, you can see it is a rekeyable lock, but we've got somebody special in here, don't we? Yes, Schlage Primus system. And in fact, I rekeyed this one earlier. So, maybe we'll talk about rekeying Primus another video, or again, you can just come to RTA. We have that Primus Masterclass. You can learn from Drew, learn from the best. If you're curious, again, we don't sell any of these products. It's harder and harder to find this 3700 nowadays, but it's a really cool system. We'll talk about it on the inside maybe a little bit later. This will use a removable core, of course. They make these in a lot of removable core systems. The 3100, the 3200, 3500, those are all small format interchangeable, SFIC interchangeable cores. They're like $20, literally, because the shell is not complicated. All the important bits, all the good bits are in the plug and the removable core. The 3700, this is like a $30 padlock. So again, you're not breaking the bank on these really cool padlocks. If you want double ball mechanisms, unshimmable, just a nicer lock, you don't have to just buy the $20 piece of trash at the hardware. Buy 10 more bucks or something. Go online, get yourself a nice one. If your office uses, Schlage's goofball LFIC, format, right? They make the 3900 series. I think that's like $35. So these are out there, right? You can get a really good Primus core. And are they challenging to rekey? We talked about taking apart the Abus, right? The answer, no. Like so many other locks, they just have a screw down inside the housing here. And if we unscrew that, the entire core drops out. And you say, wait a minute, Dave, you were making fun of the LFIC format. Well, this is not LFIC. You know what this is? It's pretty neat. It's a kick cylinder. Key-in knob form factor. One of the most common form factors of lock. You can absolutely just get a little cylinder housing cap. It has the retaining screw threads on the inside and install it straight in, and away you go. It's a really neat design. As far as serviceability, I think there's a chance it even beats the Abus. But let's say we want both. You got yourself a really nice American 3700. You say, all right, I want to rekey this Abus to work with my existing Primus key. I don't want to just throw this thing out. It cost me $25. All right, let's do that. So we've got our nice Abus 8345 working with our admittedly non-robust Schlage SC1 key. And if we want to rekey that to operate with the Primus key, which again will insert, it just currently isn't keyed correctly, how hard is that to do? Well, not that hard. Down inside of here, we've got a little retaining screw or security screw. A couple turns there. We'll get our core easily out. Now, this core has a nice long window right on the side. We don't have to eject the plug and everything crazy if all we're doing is a brief rekey job. As long as you can turn the plug, which we can with the operating key, we should be able to expose the pins, the key pins, to this window. But I can't turn the key counterclockwise. Well, what's wrong? Well, we got this little spring-loaded detent. You can see it right here. This guy. That's what's retaining us. Let's overcome that with a quick poke of the screwdriver. And there we are. We can see the previous. Ooh, we can see quite a lot. In fact, La Fancy. Let's have a closer look at that. So, can anyone see what I did? Do you see the evil that I have wrought upon the world? This was one of my old challenge locks. And you can see serrated pins popping up and down, in addition to threaded chambers that I put in here. The old Jerry Finch tactic from years and years ago. We're going to try to keep that kind of protection alive, because I'm sure I would have also used serrated driver pins on the opposite side. And knowing me, how stiff this key felt going in and out, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not an anti-bump driver in there at the end. I don't want to disturb any of that. I just want to replace these key pins with key pins that match our Schlage Primus cuts. All right, I've de-pinned the existing pins out of the lock. You can see those nice serrations. So we're going to go ahead and use our Red Lab security pin kit for professionals only. Let's definitely get some more professional juice in us before we do that. There we go. Hard to find this kit anymore. I was very fortunate. A locksmith buddy was going out of business, and you know, I don't even think I can get replacements for a lot of these pins. But here we go. We're going to go ahead and key this up to match our Primus key. All right, well, what is the bidding of our Primus key? Well, since it's just a standard Schlage, we can check that with a key gauge. Let's see. We've got a 7, 3, 6, 4, 7, looks like a 2. Yeah. All right. Well, we should be able to find the right key pins down in here, lay them out in the tray, and populate this up. Notice I just measured 6 bidding depths. We've got 6 positions here. This lock does support 6 chambers. Another really nice design that the Abbas comes pinned 5, but if you want, you can drop another driver and spring in there, cover it, slide a little top cover on, make it 6. Just because of how aggressively this is pinned already, I don't think we even need to do that. Let's just pin those first 5. All right, let's fetch some pins. The first pin was a 7, and actually so was the last pin in this 5-pin setup. That's going to be a 270, right? We've got one here, and we've got one here. A 3. A 3, if I'm not mistaken, in Schlage is 210, but we don't have any. We're going to have to reach around to another pinning kit that I've got. Okay, well, there's our 3. Drop that in there. And we need a 6 and a 4. All right, Schlage 6 is 255. I got a couple of those. Good. And a 4. We got 225 somewhere hiding over here. Yeah. Okay. So, looking pretty good. So here we go. Again, really nice system. It's like a plug that's already in its plug tray. It can't roll around on you. It can't fall all over the place. Well, I mean, it can if you're a complete stunod, which I have managed to dump these, drop them, spin them, and make a whole mess of things in ways you can never imagine. So when it happens to you, don't feel too bad. Just, hope you have a full pin kit. The one piece of advice I will always try to give, sanity check your work before you snap it shut, right? So we've got our key pins, we've got our key. Does this look relatively correct to you? Does that look like, when you start turning it, turn it with the key in it. Does that clear? Does it bind? Does it jam? This seems pretty okay to me. Moment of truth time, right? If we were to let it snap all the way shut, is it going to open again with the real key that we have? Oh, thank goodness. Otherwise, the only solution is to pick that open. And, as you can imagine what we've built out of this thing here, with all the serrations and everything else going on in there, that's not something we want to try to have to do. And thank goodness we don't have to, because we're all squared away. It's just that simple. Slap the core back in, get your retaining screw, your security screw, back down in the little hole, and tighten her down. Okay, we didn't do anything else wrong. We didn't change the tailpiece, the actuator, anything at all. Double check this one more time before we hit that screw. It's locked. It's open. Excellent. One lock down. Next one maybe is going to be the deadbolt. All right. If you want to learn more about this kind of stuff, obviously, you can always come check out Red Team Alliance. We have all of our classes online. If you want to stop by, if you want to learn about security pins, high security locks, you name it, we're here for you. And we're actually going to be trying to move some of our classes online with this whole, COVID-19 lockdown. What are we going to do except sit in our houses, drink, and learn things? Check us out.
Next time on Deviant's YouTube channel.
All right, so we've got these two really nice padlocks. One is a Primus, one is not, but it is pretty hardened, isn't it? They both operate with this really nice Primus key. What if we wanted to get that really nice Schlage Commercial Series deadbolt and make it operate with the same key?